when it comes to raising vibrational frequency, the power of focus. I think it's hugely important. We have a limited amount of focus during the day in our lives. So we should be using free time that we have to focus on what we want, not focusing on what we lack or don't have. Like, I can sit here and think about all the stuff that I want and that I don't have, or the places I want to be that I'm not at. But what's that going to do to my vibrational frequency? It's not going to be giving me an advantage. So I think it's so important to have that kind of gratitude so that we can raise the vibrational frequency. Because without that, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. Human beings' thoughts are energy. Everything is energy. You can say that money, currency, is energy. Your thoughts and vibration is energy. Communication is all a transfer of energy. Everything you can think of is energy. And if we're not focusing on the right things throughout the day, it could literally stop us in our tracks. So this is why it's so important to watch who you have relationships with and who you're communicating with. If you're communicating with people who are negative, always complaining, just a complete drain, or what are you putting into your body as far as food? What you're feeding your thoughts and what you're feeding your body cannot be overlooked. The type of food you eat is going to nourish your potential, or it's going to drain the shit out of your potential. Literally disintegrate your potential. You'll become a shell of your former self. The same thing with what you're feeding your thoughts. Now, if you're around people who constantly complain, are always angry and upset, always want to gossip, and talk about small time things, petty things, that's disintegrating your potential. When instead you could be seeking relationships with people who are all about potential in life. They want to see you do good because they don't want to associate with people who are not doing good. The reason why I say focus is important when it comes to frequency and energies is because it's something that has to be kept up daily. And one of the major problems that you'll see when it comes to people who they do good for a little while, they say their energy is on point, they're meditating, they're exercising, they're eating healthy, they're accomplishing things and getting things done, and they're getting great night's sleep and they feel awesome. And then they say, all of a sudden, I just get stressed out, I eat a half a box of cookies and a Big Mac, and then I end up just watching TV for the rest of the day and feeling like garbage, and then waking up the next morning with all this regret, feeling like shit because of the food, and then they know it was wrong and they did it anyway. So why does this happen? This is a common thing that happens. And it happens because of lack of focus and consistency. You lose focus from the main objective. So we're basically manifesting all the time, whether we manifest what we don't want or what we do want. It could be something as small as a car that you wanted to purchase, or a nice leather jacket that you've been looking at that you want to get and you saved up the money. You put in the discipline to save the money for the leather jacket, but you won't put in the discipline to contribute to the life of your dreams that you want to live. All you need to do is put a little bit more discipline into it and a little more patience every day to be consistent, to bring that dream to fruition. And it takes time sometimes because you might think it's so far away. Embrace daydreaming. It's for innovators and visionaries. People like Nikola Tesla and Steve Jobs. And these people, when they were kids, they were daydreaming constantly. Many other people like that. And when you go to a public school system, what do? They tell you, snap out of it. Come back down to earth. I remember teachers telling me that. I'd be off daydreaming about something. They say, earth to Kevin. Embarrass me in front of the rest of the class. And I'm like, oh shoot, let me not daydream anymore. Let me pay attention to whatever it is they're trying to teach me. Let me pay attention to this curriculum that they're teaching me so that I can be a good factory worker. Because I'm in the public school system, so that's what they're trying to teach us to do, is be a good cog in the machine of the construct that they have built up. You know, the Rockefeller school system, but let's not get into that too much. But dreaming is for innovators and visionaries. If you're not an innovator or a visionary you don't want to be, then just be a machine. Be the machine that you want to be. That's perfectly fine. So when you're focusing on what you want, one of the other important things that needs to happen is to check in with your subconscious beliefs. You need to be able to tap into those subconscious fears, worries, and anxieties, or any past shame and guilt that you may be holding on to, because that's how you self-sabotage your progress. If you're not dealing with that, it's going to be a huge blockage in the progress of the individual. So unfavorable situations from the past is another major hindrance. We got to learn to rewrite these unfavorable situations that happened in the past. And if you're a human being on planet Earth, chances are there are some things from the past that you are upset about with yourself, or you may be upset with other people, or you may have some shame, regret, and guilt, and all kinds of things floating around in the subconscious. You need to learn how to deal with that, and there's a lot of different methods you can use when it comes to that type of shadow work. Now, there's a number of things that I did in the past, because I was a walking mistake maker. I was a habitual mistake maker. And for a lot of years, I was upset with myself for all the mistakes that I'd made. But you gotta come to grips with forgiving yourself for the mistakes you made, as well as forgiving other people for the mistakes that they made that you resent them for. This needs to happen in order to move forward. Because if you're not forgiving and understanding of certain things that happened and what it took to create you and make you who you are today, you can't move forward. You're stuck in the past, subconsciously stuck in the past. That's something that's pulling you back. You can't even see it because you're so busy with daily activities. But it's very important to dig in to that subconscious train of thought. And that's where meditation is a very valuable tool. So when it comes to focusing on vibrational frequency and raising that frequency as high as you can get it, you gotta eat, sleep it, and breathe it. Write it down and repeat it. Okay? Create your own affirmations. Say the affirmations. It might seem weird to do it, but get creative. Create something that's gonna speak to your soul, to your heart and your soul. Memorize those affirmations. Say them daily. Create new ones constantly. Also, another good technique to do when you wake up in the morning, try to make it a habit. Think about what you were dreaming about the night before. Focus intently on that dream that you had if you can remember it. You'll get good at this. The more you do it, you'll start to get really good at it. But you can also write the dream down. But the important thing is to meditate on that dream. Why were you dreaming that? Wow, that was interesting. Certain colors in the dream you may see, certain emotions that you were feeling in the dream. Where's that coming from? That's your subconscious speaking to you. You can learn so much from your dreams. So really, really focus hard on why you were dreaming, the dreams that you were dreaming, and then focus on the future of what you're looking to do. Focus on your future self, your main objectives for the future. Focus intently on those before you even grab your phone. This is the key. This is huge. Because most of us will, and I do this from time to time, I get into the habit of it. We grab our phone before we do anything. And then all of a sudden our mind is being hijacked by whatever is on the phone, which is not even part of what we're meant to do. We have a certain objective that we're trying to get to, but we pick up a phone and get distracted. Even if we're going to search for something on YouTube that pertains to what it is that we're trying to do. Say we're trying to, let's say we have a goal of learning about ETFs and dividends and all this stuff. But we pick up the phone, we go to YouTube in the morning to look at that right away without first visualizing our futures. We got ads and all kinds of things on the phone to distract you from even clicking on the video and searching it in the first place. Just put it down for 5 to 10 minutes while you lay in bed. You're already in bed. You just woke up out of a dream REM state. the least you can do is spend 5 to 10 minutes thinking. There's a reason why Napoleon Hill wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich, because you literally have to think. Earl Nightingale said, the problem with people today is they don't think. And this is back in the 50s. People weren't. Now with social media, people's attention spans are shorter than a goldfish. So you literally have to be like long form videos like this. Most people are going to click off and they're not even going to want to watch it because it's just too long for their attention span. That's terrible. If you don't have an attention span to pay attention to something, man, it's going to be rough. It's going to be a rough one for you. So pay attention to your thoughts. Really find out what your purpose is every day. Stay focused and stay disciplined. The discipline is the key with this because our emotions are naturally going to fluctuate on that scale. Sometimes they're going to be lower naturally. We didn't get enough sleep or we ate something we weren't supposed to. The emotion is going to fall a little bit. It's going to recede a little bit. Naturally, that's what happens. We fluctuate. But if we maintain that steadfast focus every single day, we mitigate a lot of those lower emotions and we can stay vibrating on a higher frequency for longer periods of time. And that's the whole goal. So be disciplined, take it seriously, focus on the things that you can control, heal the things that you can't control, and understand those things that you can't control so that you can move forward with ease. Because how you feel is going to determine your future. So in closing, no matter where you are in life, if you're on rock bottom or you're kind of in the middle in limbo, it doesn't matter because it's all about getting to the next level. It really is. Human beings are not happy unless they're striving for a worthwhile goal. And it's not always about the destination of the goal. If you can learn to be obsessed with the process instead of the destination as much, there's so much beauty and so much power in that. And you often don't even realize it until you're able to experience it. No matter what your goal is, no matter how bad you want the destination, if you can fall in love with the process, not only are you going to make it easier to get to that destination, but you're actually going to be finding true enjoyment in life. Let's get them to the next level, and we'll see you again.